there, I'm Ruchi Mukherjee for TV Asia here at the New Orleans Art District, and many art lovers have gathered for a grand new opening of the New Orleans Auction House. And our special guest today is Joanne right here from Houston, Texas. Well, everyone's having an absolute blast here because I call it a collectibles wonderland.
Well, we're really very excited at the turnout tonight. I mean, we didn't think it would be even this big, and the amount of people that are here and having a great time, it's fantastic.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I call it, it is in the heart of New Orleans Art District?
We're right in the middle. We're almost at the exact center of the art district.
And it is a new beginning after what New Orleans have gone through, a grand reopening of the auction house right here.
This is actually the third auction we've had since we've been in charge of the auction gallery, but it's the first one that's been all our own and that we've really had our hands on. And we've really tried to make it special with the holidays coming up and being able to put our own mark on it. It's been fantastic. Well, it's interesting. I've been in New Orleans my whole life, and until we started getting interested in the auction, you know, I knew about the antiques here in New Orleans and the sales of art, but I didn't know much about auctions. And in fact, I didn't even know this building was an auction house. And we started looking at it about a year ago and saw the pieces and the way people could collect and the way things came in from all over and the way there was always new things here for every auction. It's exciting. It's exciting to be here. The stuff that we have here is really interesting.
What do people have their eyes on primarily?
Well, you know, we've got days that feature three different things. You know, Friday we have a lot of our special Asian decorative art pieces. That'll all be Friday afternoon. Saturday, you know, we're starting with Joanne King Herring's collection, and we'll have a little bit more American stuff. And then Sunday we have a special clock section amongst a lot of our other pieces. So each day kind of has a little something special to offer.
Yeah, a little theme. And today we are here at the preview party, and we see a lot of people. I mean, it's an amazing turnout.
We do a preview every Thursday before every auction. It lets people come in and see the auction after hours, have some drinks and some food. And you know, with Joanne being here and it being our special reopening, we tried to make it a little bit bigger. And I think we've been successful. Well, Joanne's been a good friend of Susan, who's the owner of the gallery for a long time. And you know, Joanne was really influential in the 80s with the Afghani politics and had her own TV show. And tonight was really the first night I got to meet her in person, and she's just as fantastic as everyone says. Charming, charming person.
Yes. So friendly.
Very friendly. She's bigger than life, really. I mean, I expected to be impressed, but you know, she's friendly, she's outgoing, and for all the things that she's done, it's great to have her here.
If there's something you would like to know more about her, what would that be?
I'd like to know how she got started into her story. I'd like to know the real beginning that wasn't covered in her movie and her books. You know, what spurred her to get so involved in all of the things that she did.
Well, what are the chances we are in New Orleans and we spot an Indian? Of course, they say you find an Indian anywhere you go.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Nomita Gupta.
Nomita, and we were chatting up with you, and you said you are a trained architect with interior designing as your, you know, a main focus.
Yes.
Tell us, what do you find it interesting? You're right here at the auction house.
Well, I just love what they have done here. I mean, it's wonderful to bring all these beautiful objects to New Orleans, first of all. You know, all these world-renowned art objects, beautiful stuff. I'm a modernist, and I like to see some of the modern pieces, but I also love to see some of these antique treasures that we can mix in with our modern furnishings, like these beautiful Ming, you know, pieces here, and some great tableware, lamps, chandeliers, you name it. There's like something for everyone.
So are you looking forward to bidding and auctioning something?
Yes, I am. I'm actually eyeing some Marilyn Monroe photographs.
Oh, yeah,
that I really fell in love with, and I think they'll look beautiful in one of our rooms in our house.
Today they have a lot of Chinese influence too, a lot of Asian. Did you spot anything Indian?
Not yet. Not yet. I do see a lot of Oriental influences, but I have not seen a lot of Indian. But I think a lot of Indian is also British and British inspired and colonial, which I think we could do a lot of great stuff with in a lot of Indian homes.
I totally can. And how is this auction house different, or this preview party different?
I think it's just really personable and friendly, and I think it's great. It's a great spirit. A lot of people are here. The way everything is presented, it's very easy to see it. It's not all cluttered like most of the auction houses. So, and there's a great variety of options here. So I think that's a great place.
And my last question is about Joanne King Herring, who's our chief guest today. Do you have any idea about her? Of course, she's from Houston a little bit, so
I'm happy she's here. I'm very happy she's here. I'm happy that she's bringing her wonderful taste to New Orleans and sharing it with us.
If we ask you what's in her closet and what would you be interested to see, what would that be?
I'm sure she has a fabulous pair of sequined shoes with gold tips on them, and I want to see those.
What better way to celebrate this Thursday evening with a wonderful auction house and with the lovely Joanne King Earring, who doesn't know her, and Susan, who's here and the owner of this auction house now. Well, welcome to the show. Well, I will start with you and tell us what brought you here.
The beauty of these wonderful antiques. And the exciting thing about it is that New Orleans is our city of antique, really. And it's considered one of the 5 finest cities to visit in the United States. And of course, what makes it is this auction house, which is the apex of the antique district, which is on Royal Street. And everybody knows they love to eat in New Orleans, but the Pontalba apartments, the beautiful garden district, all the houses of another era, we really cherish in the United States because we don't have them. You will have treasures. Everywhere you turn in India, there's another treasure. But for us, it's something very special.
Oh, yes, we're so excited to have Joanne. It was very terribly gracious for her to come. And in New Orleans, it's a big deal. She's a celebrity, and Houston kind of is used to her, but not here. So it's caused a very huge draw for us, and we're very grateful.
And tell us what dreams you have with this auction house.
Well, we'd like to, it's a medium player, a major medium player right now, but we've got plans of building it up to being a major competitor in any market for an auction house internationally. We have bidders from Cairo and South America and Beijing, and it's amazing how much international interest we have, but there's always more.
Well, I think it's really fun that Eva Gabor started wearing costume jewelry. She, of course, had a lot of beautiful things, but she was in an elevator and going upstairs, and this man closed the door and asked her to take her ring off, and if she didn't, he was going to cut off her finger. And he had a knife. So she very happily took off the ring, but she never again wore real jewelry. So she started having really fine copies made. And her mother even opened a store in New York and in Paris called Jolie Gabor. And there you could buy the most beautiful fake jewelry in the world. So Ava gave me a lot of pieces that she used on, green pastures. What was it? No, Green Acres. Green Acres that she played in for years. But she came in, wearing these marvelous clothes and these wonderful jewels, and then was living in this funny farm. So it was very amusing.
It's wonderful. And Susan, when I was asking people this question, that if we ask you what would you like to see in Joanne's closet, what would that be? What would you like to see in her closet?
Oh, ball gowns.
That black chair.
Oh, that black chair. What would I like to see in your closet?
That's the most amusing piece I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because you know what's so wonderful about this chair is that it's so awful it's good. And it even has a hookup for your hookah.
Oh.
But anyway, imagine this chair in somebody's house with modern furniture.
Yes.
It would be so much fun. It would be the centerpiece of everything. Here I am selling things, and I'm mad with that chair. I like something different, like that chair.
Yes. We have to go take a look at the chair.
That's right. But that's the fun thing about shopping in India and about the people of India. They have great imagination, and they utilize it brilliantly, and they have made it possible for us to have so many things we wouldn't have without your creative genius.
Well, just describe us today. Who are you wearing and what are you wearing?
Well, it's an Acris, and he's a Parisian designer. And actually the top is. The bottom is Terry Mugler, who is now no longer designing things. He got very tired of his success and is now designing for the Cirque du Soleil. Can you imagine? And he had one of the greatest design houses in the world. And he just quit one day, walked out and said, no, I want to design for the circus.
Susan, anything else about the auction house you would like to share with us?
Oh, just we're looking for consignments, we're looking for bidders, we're just looking for a lot of success.
And you have everything in the world, those mice and birds, to that mad chair that I want so badly, to all these great porcelains, and to even my jade bowl. So
We love your jade bowl.
my husband accepted the surrender of Korea by accident, and this was one of the gifts that he was given. So, but I had it in a cabinet, and I thought, you know, this isn't right, and I'm going to give the proceeds to help our program in Afghanistan to stop terrorism. So hopefully it'll sell.
And there's so much energy and love and life here, and besides the good food and the good times, the people are wonderful. They work very hard to come back, and I'm very proud to hopefully be a part of that now.
And I think of New Orleans as a city of romance, and that Susan is preserving that with what she's doing. It takes great courage to do what she's doing, and she's done it brilliantly. And because New Orleans was mourning this auction house, it was part of their art, it was part of their history. It was the leader of, it was the cohesive thing that held all the treasures of Royal Street together, because New Orleans was known, as we laughingly said, for its food, its beautiful garden district, its Pontalba apartments, which are down in the area where the Mardi Gras takes place, you know, the French Quarter, and then the romance. Everybody came here on their honeymoon. And you see, Susan is lighting the candles again in New Orleans.